Hi, this is Bob Dodge with Artemis Gallery. I started Artemis Gallery a little over 20 years ago, and like you, I started out as a collector. One of the things that happens with collectors, and it's natural, it's understandable, and most collectors I know have gone through this, you want to start accumulating, acquiring, and so when you're buying a piece, you don't want a piece, you want a bunch of pieces. And what I would like to recommend, one of the most frequently asked questions that clients ask of me or the staff here, what should I buy? And one piece of advice, don't buy quantity, buy quality. So, and I don't want to disparage any of the pieces that I'm going to be talking about, but if you've got an opportunity and you've got a budget, so I'm going to throw out a hypothetical number. If you've got $2,000 in your discretionary art acquisition fund, don't go buy 3 pieces with that $2,000. Think about buying 1 piece. So to give you an example, if you're a pre-Columbian collector, and if you've listened to some of my other videos, I encourage pre-Columbian collectors to get into the classical world because they fit together very nicely. And I also recommend that the classical collectors consider getting pre-Columbian to fill in some of those interesting spaces. But if you're in the market for a pre-Columbian piece, let's say you've got a bunch of options. So in front of me, I've got a wonderful example of a Chimu blackware stirrup vessel with very interesting characters front and back. A beautiful piece. So, at retail, maybe a $500 piece. And I've got a lovely Nazca head pot. You can tell that it's a trophy head because he's got string through his mouth. And that's how they would tie the mouth shut so that the spirit would stay inside and that this individual couldn't haunt you or talk to you after it was dead. Probably a $700 or $800 piece. And then here is a lovely Costa Rican, Panamanian, Daqui region spider leg jar, beautiful armadillos, rattling legs, a really interesting piece, probably a $400 or $500 piece. They're all fine. And if your budget is $400 or $500, I'd recommend any one of these pieces. But if you really want a collection that you are going to love and be proud of 5 years from now, 10 years from now, consider buying 1 piece. And I'm not saying buy this piece, but buy the best piece that you can for the money. So here is a 3,000-year-old pottery figure of a baby, wonderful condition, very expressive, very early, and about the comparable price of these 3, but 1 piece that if your budget can afford versus 3 pieces that your budget could afford. So if you really want to enhance your collection, think about doing it 1 fine piece at a time. Because one of the things that's likely to happen a year now or 2 years from now, as your collection continues to grow, you're going to find pieces that you've bought in mass will start to lose interest. And you're going to say, gee, I liked it when I bought it, but now I've got pieces that are better. And I want to get rid of this piece. Or I bought this piece and I've seen better examples that I want. I'm going to get rid of this. But the better pieces that you buy, they have a tendency to stay in your collection longer, and they have a tendency to bring more enjoyment to the collector for a longer period of time. So the same thing happens over in the classical world. So, here's a very fine Greek Attic blackware lekythos or lekythos, and decorated in black figure with the running birds. A nice example, probably $700, $800. A very interesting Roman glass vial, almost 12 inches high, a little bit of roughness, beautiful piece. Again, probably, $700, $800. A violin idol from Anatolia, beautiful example, complete, maybe $1,000. Nice example. But for that same amount of money, you're probably able to afford something like this, which is a very fine Greek black Attic or Attic black figure Kylix or Skyphos. And again, wonderful paint, wonderful condition, painted front and back. So which of these pieces do you think is going to be more enjoyable to you in the long run? Which of these pieces do you think has a better chance of staying in your collection for a long time? And which is a better investment? And you know, I don't like to get into art as an investment. To me, art should be purchased because of the love of the item. But kind of think about when you're acquiring pieces, get the best piece that you can for the budget. Instead of getting 3 pieces, get 2. Don't go 3 and turn your back on one really fine piece, because the way to build a really fine collection is to do it one piece at a time with pieces that are going to resonate with you for the long run. This is Bob with Artemis Gallery. Let us find that piece for you. Thanks so much.